as you can tell from the title, I'm gonna be showing you guys what I eat on an average day. Because this video is in collaboration with HelloFresh, but I'll talk more about that later. Before I get started, I really wanted to bring you guys up to speed with my diet, so how I eat, so that it's just, I eat intuitively. So can you please stop squeaking for the YouTube video? Okay, maybe you rub your belly and I steal the squeak toy and then you won't know. To sum it up, I eat intuitively, which means that I do not track macros or calories, nor do I try to eat the same amount every day. It actually varies, but usually it will look like what I'm gonna show you guys today. I eat pretty healthy, and the majority of food I eat is from whole food sources, and I like to have fresh fruits or vegetables in every single meal. I'm lactose intolerant, and I try to limit my animal products just for ethical reasons, so I'm dairy free. And the meat that I consume is mostly seafood and chicken, but I will very, very rarely have beef, and I just try to avoid pork altogether. I try to have a protein source with every meal, and I don't cut out carbs or fats. I have everything. So I also like to have a source of healthy fats as well as a source of high fiber or whole grain carbs with every meal. So as for my training, right now I'm working out 4 to 5 times per week, and all of that is resistance training. So that's aimed at building muscle. That's my goal right now. But I also do walk my dog 4 times a week, and it's pretty much like hiking, so I do count that as cardio, and it's about 30 minutes of cardio 4 times a week. I do also have goals to lean out right now because Ben and I are gonna go to Barcelona for my birthday. I'm so excited. I still have not seen a whole lot of Europe. I just can't wait. I'm so excited. I never really put a lot of pressure on myself to look a certain way, but I definitely feel like a lot more comfortable when I'm a little bit leaner, and it is that time of year, so I'm just being a little bit more strict. But because my energy expenditure is actually quite high, I don't really have to restrict my calories at all to just tighten up and lean out a little bit. I mostly just have cut out any junk food, and I'm putting in a lot more effort to actually make my meals at home rather than eating out here and there like I always used to do. And not eating out actually makes a really big difference, because when they prep the foods, even if it looks or seems healthy, there's always those phantom calories, and they really do add up. So just making meals at home, like even if you're making a very similar thing, it will fill you up just as much, but you don't have all that added oil and whatever else they put in it. Apologies for the amount of cuts. I keep having to put my camera down because my arm feels like it's falling off. I really need to get used to vlogging again. So it's actually the afternoon right now. I pretty much eat my breakfast immediately upon waking up, so I just kind of filmed that as I went along. What I had is a really typical standard breakfast meal for me. So the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, food related, is I come downstairs and I make my juice. And I like to have my juice on an empty stomach. I also take my vitamins and my fish oils with my juice, and then I start making my breakfast.
You're keeping me on. Yeah, I'm strapped in, stuck in a song you can't turn off. Like a merry-go-round, my head is spinning. I see you rapping about, sure as hell not.
I had 2 fried eggs plus my granola bowl. So I got my protein from the eggs, my healthy fats from the eggs, as well as from the coconut yogurt. And I got a variety of different carbs from the yogurt, the fruit, and the granola. Usually right away after breakfast, Ben and I will get ready and then take Bilb on his walk. It's actually Easter weekend and the weather is so nice. So the walks this weekend have definitely been one of my highlights so far. I love it so much.
Never up, never down, never. Like a flame in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do.
for lunch and I'm starving. It's actually really late, yeah, 2 p.m., which is a lot later than I would usually have my lunch. I always try to have my lunch before 1 p.m. I like to stick to that schedule for meals so that my brain and body always feels fueled. So I'm actually going to be having leftovers, which I'm really excited about. This recipe turned out so good. So it's a vegan Caribbean sweet potato curry soup, and my mouth is literally watering talking about it. Oh, it looks so good. This is actually one of the meals that HelloFresh sent me for our collaboration. To be honest, guys, although healthy eating is definitely one of my passions, cooking is not. I personally like to keep cooking really simple and quick, but I want it to taste good because I hate bland food. It's one of my pet peeves. So I end up sticking to the recipes and the meals that I know that I love because I don't really have the time or energy to experiment. But then I also like having variety, which I know a lot of people are like that, and you just like having something different every once in a while. I'm like that, and I eventually get bored of the meals that I'm making. Like, I'll go through like a few months of when I can have those meals over and over again, and then I'll get a craving to eat out, but not this time. I've got gold. This is why I love HelloFresh, because I've gotten meal ideas from them in the past, and honestly my favorite thing about them is that they show you that cooking meals that seem like they would be really complicated can actually be really easy. Like, I never thought that I would be able to make this soup, and it's so good, and I made it myself. I'm having it as leftovers. By the way, if you guys haven't heard of HelloFresh, they're a meal kit delivery service. I'll show you guys the box that they come in. So that's the box, and if you look in here, that's the insulation that the food came in, and it had these little ice packs. And if you go to my fridge, they came in these bags. So there was 3 separate meals, and they all came separately packaged. So I've got 2 left. I'm excited to make those. And all meal kits come with their own recipe cards. So here's one here. And I believe every single recipe is only 6 steps, and they all take a max of 30 minutes to make. Anyways, I'll cut to when I made this recipe so that you guys can see how I made it. Okay guys, so as you can see, the meal kits come packed individually and contain fresh ingredients that are pre-measured, so you get the exact amount that you need for each recipe, and it honestly makes cooking so easy. Of course, if you want to try this recipe for yourself, I'm going to be sharing the details so you can follow along at home. Okay, so for this delicious veggie coconut Caribbean soup, you're going to need kidney beans, chopped tomatoes, red pepper, coconut milk, green onion, sweet potato, thyme, poudre de colombo, curry powder, a lime, a clove of garlic, and vegetable stock. Step 1 is to roast the sweet potato. So you're going to want to preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius. You're then going to want to give your sweet potato a wash, no need to peel it, and then chop it up into 2-centimeter chunks. Put it on a baking tray. Here I used the 1-cal spray just to spray the bottom so it wouldn't stick. I spread out the sweet potato and I drizzled it with a tablespoon of olive oil. You could probably get away with a little bit less. I added the thyme and a pinch of salt and pepper. I then roasted the potatoes for about 25 minutes, but on average I would say 30 minutes would work perfectly. Moving on to step 2, prepping the veggies. You want to get started by trimming and thinly slicing up your spring onion, or green onion as I like to call it. You then want to peel and mince your single clove of garlic. You can use a garlic press if you have one of those. If you do, then I'm really jealous. I'm definitely ordering one off Amazon after this. You then want to chop your red pepper in half, get rid of the core and the seeds, and then chop it into small 2-centimeter pieces. After you're done that, then you want to zest and have the lime. So zesting is just using that really sharp gratery part of your grater and just getting the little tiny shavings of lime peel. Finally, you're going to want to drain and rinse your kidney beans. Check on your sweet potato, and if it's done, then take it out of the oven. Step 3 is start the soup. So you're going to want to put half of the spring onion that you've chopped up into a large saucepan on medium heat with a splash of oil. I think I just use a teaspoon. You then want to fry that for 3 minutes. Then you're going to add the pepper and cook it, stirring for 5 more minutes. Once the pepper is softened slightly, you want to stir in the garlic, the poudre de colombo, and the remaining thyme. Cook this for 30 seconds and then add the kidney beans and the chopped tomatoes. Give that a stir, then add the water. And how much water you add is dependent on how many servings you want to make. I personally added 150 milliliters of water, and that made me honestly about 3 to 4 servings. Lastly, you want to stir in the coconut milk and then add the vegetable stock powder. Step 4 is to cook the soup, so season it with a pinch of salt and pepper and let it simmer for 10 to 12 minutes. Step 5 is to add the sweet potato. Your soup should now be thick and creamy, so you just want to remove it from the heat, add the sweet potato, and then squeeze in your half lime. I personally did a whole lime because I love the fresh taste. The 6th and last step is to serve up your soup. You can add the lime zest and a sprinkle of the spring onions. Et voilà! Bon appétit! Seriously, how easy is that? And it tastes so freaking good, so flavorful. I honestly think HelloFresh is so good for when you're bored of your cooking and you want to try something new. They always have the most creative recipes, and it's always the ones that you never think that you could make, but then you do, and then you're really proud of yourself, speaking from experience. But yeah, every time I try them, I learn something new, so I'm definitely going to be ordering from them again. Oh, I forgot to mention, HelloFresh is now from $6.99 per serving, which is pretty affordable considering that you don't have to do any of your own grocery shopping. You get fresh ingredients and you get to have like freshly cooked and prepared food. So I'm really excited, guys, because HelloFresh actually gave me such a good discount code for you guys. My code will get you started with 8 free meals, and that's $80 off of your first month with HelloFresh. All you have to do is go to HelloFresh.com and enter my promo code RobinGallant80. Specifically, HelloFresh USA is who contacted me for a collaboration. So my promo code and any of the dollar values that I mentioned specifically is referring to the US. So if you don't live in the US, I'm really sorry, but HelloFresh is available in other countries. So I know it's available in Canada, and it's definitely available in the UK. And I think it's also available in Australia, New Zealand, and Germany. Honestly, guys, this meal worked so well to prep in advance and have for later. And plus, I find that soups usually taste better the longer they've been left because all the flavors infuse. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in the microwave for a few minutes, and I'll show you guys how I prep my tuna. Yeah, it's pretty much just like tuna and mayo, but I'll show you anyway because I'm gonna have like tuna and crackers on the side like I did when I made this the other day. I'm just gonna have a small can of tuna because the soup has beans in it, so it's actually pretty high protein in and of itself. Like if you're vegan, you could just have that soup, but I'm actually really hungry because it's late, so I definitely want more protein to keep me full. I have a lot of editing that I have to do. There we go. I'm sure Maple will come running any second. Does anyone else's cat know, even if they're in the next neighborhood over, when you open a can of tuna, it's like they have a sixth sense for that? Okay, so I'm gonna pour off her tuna water. Yeah. So I think the key of making really good tuna is really mushing it up a lot so that it's in really small pieces. I usually only add ground pepper, but I think I'm gonna chop up some coriander as well to put in there.
Life wasn't always good to him. Fighting in school, he tried to win them. But then he grew up to be a man.
So these are the crackers that I'm gonna use. They're just a multi-grain cracker.
A girlfriend's hand. But then she said you got it wrong. I'm sorry.
So this is my final meal. I've got my main protein sources from my tuna, but there's also plant-based protein in the soup, in the beans. I'd say there's about 1/4 cup of beans in that, which is pretty much my max in one day, so I won't be having any more beans today. I topped my soup with the leftover green onions. There's a lot of carbs in this soup from the sweet potato as well as the beans, and then I've also got some carbs in the oatcakes, and then there's a bunch of healthy fats within the coconut milk, which formed the base of the soup. So there is my lunch. All right, I'm starving, so I'm gonna eat this and I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit, probably when it's dinner time. Should I taste test it? It's so good. I never thought that I could make something with so much flavor. All thanks to HelloFresh. The coriander just makes it taste so fresh. Hey guys, so it's actually about an hour after I finished my lunch and I've got changed. Wanted to wear something cute because it's a really nice warm day. I was just gonna update you guys next at dinner time, but I figured I would let you know that now-ish, about an hour after I eat a meal, I usually would go to the gym. But as you can see, I got changed and it's not into gym clothes. I'm not actually training today because today's a rest day. But the day that I filmed the sweet potato curry soup recipe, I also filmed a workout with Becky because we were filming for Instagram, but I got a few clips from that workout.
I get around despite the loss. I'm over here, gotta get across. Whether you like it or not, there is a moment meant for us. And now you made it, but I already played this. Not interested, open your eyes, let's get it done. Take my hand, just follow me, shadowing me at one. Oh, the sky is on fire. The lake has turned to a golden sun. I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, just wanna I'll never get tired. I just wanna dance, I just wanna
good workout. My glutes and my hamstrings are still so sore. Such a good back to basics glute and leg workout. If you guys do want to see the full details of that workout, head over to my Instagram. I think I'm going to be posting the workout on the same day. It's so nice and warm today. I'm actually sweating even wearing this. I don't know what's happened to the weather here. That's what I'm wearing. It's a cute little play suit. I'll show you guys. It's literally 24 degrees outside in April, which is crazy. I thought I'd put on something cute. So this is actually a play suit, so these are shorts on the bottom, and it's from White Fox Boutique. They sent me a few things and I'm gonna do a YouTube haul with them. So I think that's gonna be the next video. I think my necklace is from ASOS. I feel so girly.
Took some time, but we pointed out that tomorrow isn't here right now, baby. An absent mind.
Okay, I'll see you guys at dinner time. Ben's asked me to go watch a football documentary with him and I said that I would. I'm just gonna edit this video while I watch. Actually, before I do that, not sure this really counts as food, but I'm gonna make myself an iced tea, which is something that I do pretty often. This gives me something that's low calorie but has flavor and isn't water, because it's nice to switch it up a little bit, especially when you drink 3 to 4 liters of water a day. So I've just taken this tea and I've let it infuse for probably like a half an hour. So it's really concentrated and it's gone cold. And I'm just gonna pour it over some ice. I'm back for dinner. Hey guys, I'm back. It's dinner time now and I'm very excited because I'm very hungry. So for my third and final big meal of the day, I might have a few snacks afterwards, is going to be the chicken tacos that I've been making a lot recently. I usually make them once a week, but I promised Ben that I would make them once this weekend because they're his favorite. I love them too. I think I got the most requests from you guys to make this meal in particular, so hopefully it doesn't disappoint. But Ben's just moving his bike, that's that noise in the background, and I'm gonna get out the ingredients. So we're gonna need chicken, avocado, and lime, mango. We're gonna take the tomatoes, a red onion, and I almost forgot one of the most important ingredients, coriander. So I've got out all of the fresh ingredients I'm gonna need. I like to make the guacamole and the pico, which is a fresh salsa, first. And then once that's made, then I put the chicken on. So this is the chicken that we're going to be using. And I just like to fry that in a really tiny amount of olive oil or 1 calorie spray. Once the chicken is cooked through, I then chop it out with scissors and then I add the seasoning. This is a seasoning that I like to use. Once everything's prepared, we put it all out in bowls, and then you can put the quantities you want on your bread of choice. So we've got flour tortillas, and then I've also got some small corn tortillas, and these make really good soft tacos. Sometimes I'll fry up black beans, but I'm not going to today because I already had beans in my lunch. But this is a really good option if you don't want meat, but this is a really good meat-free option.
You might cry. What is it, nothing that makes you cry?
It's the alcohol in it.
There's alcohol?
The agreement was I cook dinner and Ben empties the dishwasher. Perfect.
We will never meet again. We have come to where the story ends. Things will never be the same, I know. And my heart sings the lonely road we go. I don't believe a word you say. This kind of love is never ever lasting. These things just never goes my way. My foolish heart is never resting. This is something that is hard to find, and I just can't get you out of my mind. We should never let it go. We should never let it go. No, we should never let it go. But we let it go.
Hey guys, it's the end of the day and I'm now really tired. I'm craving something sweet for dessert. But what I've been having is a fruit smoothie, like a strawberry banana milkshake type thing, and it's actually really good. Hits the spot for a dessert, but also has another few servings of fruit in it. Sometimes I add cocoa powder and make it like a banana split smoothie. So good. Usually I'll just have my smoothie / dessert and bring it into our living room, and Ben and I watch The Office until we get really tired and then we go up to bed. That's kind of our little night routine. I like to make my smoothie with a coconut milk base, frozen strawberries. I usually try to have bananas frozen for smoothies, but I'm just waiting for these to ripen enough. They're almost there. They'll probably be there by tomorrow. Take the spottiest one.